by saying thank you to Tara and Joanne for inviting me here to Birmingham's Venus Awards. So, if I may, I'd like to begin with a quote from my favourite novel, Shantaram, by Gregory David Roberts. The reason that Shantaram is my favourite novel is because it addresses so candidly the fact that no matter how strenuous, painful, and sometimes ugly our pasts can be, we all have a future that can be rich and successful. Sometimes in spite of, and sometimes because of this. So, I begin with this quote. I think that we all, each one of us, all have to earn our future. I think the future is like anything else that's important. It has to be earned. If we don't earn it, we don't have a future at all. And if we don't earn it, if we don't deserve it, we have to live in the present, more or less forever. I hope that this leads me well into inviting you to hear about my professional past and present, and how I hope the journey that I'm travelling on right now, and have been travelling on for the last 14 years, will shape my tomorrow and my forever. I was lucky enough to start my career in the beautifully creative setting of the acting world at the young age of 13. I stepped forward at Birmingham's very own custard factory, trying to understand the feeling I was having of really, really wanting something, but not really knowing what that was or how I was going to get it. All I knew was that Meera Syal, a fantastic and local writer that made me laugh week after week with her witty, relatable and diverse sketches in Goodness Gracious Me, had written a book, Anita and Me, and they were turning it into a film. I also knew for a fact that my outfit was a surefire hit because I'd only just bought my graffiti-covered jeans and top that said, "If looks could kill," so I knew I was the most stylish auditionee there. I can tell you I did stand out because none of the girls from the private or grammar schools that were there were wearing graffiti jeans and belly tops from Dudley Market, fresh that week. So that was my first lesson in professionalism, know your audience. Which actually, as it turns out, I did, because after 4 weeks of auditioning, I landed my first acting job, which was the lead role in Meera Syal's Anita and Me. The job was 8 wonderful weeks of 14-hour days, sometimes working at the weekends, sometimes doing dusk till dawn night shoots, and a little bit of school tutoring thrown in the mix when I could be bothered. And when I say 8 wonderful weeks, it really, really was. It opened doors for me to get an agent. I made some great contacts, but most of all, it unlocked my passion to work hard and release my commitment to doing that for the rest of my life, because I loved doing that. Then came 2008, recession began and started gaining momentum at an unimaginable pace. Between my first day on set in Anita and Me and the summer of 2008, I'd worked with Sanjeev Bhaskar, Harry Enfield, Kathy Burke, the late Lynn Redgrave. I'd been in a BAFTA and Emmy Award-winning show, and my career was moving in the right direction. I've lost my place on the page. When my career was moving in the right direction, I was able to move my craft the way that I wanted to. I was able to become the professional that I wanted to be, and I was in a position where I was learning to understand my art. However, as commercial value dropped, investment depleted, and illegal download soared, I realised that my craft didn't matter. I was a commodity, and unfortunately not a very investable one. To put it simply, I'm sure all of you watch television here. 1, there aren't a great load of lead roles for women. 2, there's not a great load of lead roles for young Indian women. And 3, women without the label of being famous are struggling to break through into a media career, as Rachel mentioned earlier. So you can put those factors into whatever audience that you, whatever importance you will. But the fact is, for me, they've all contributed to the stifling of my professional progression. I was being squeezed out, and as my earnings dropped, I began to realise the value of an actress like me wasn't bankable. I had to stand up and be counted by myself and for myself. So I took on various jobs in retail, hospitality, and finally industry, and I hated it. I didn't like being told to do something I wasn't passionate about. I didn't like working for people that I thought had no clue. And most importantly, in those roles, I thought I had earned myself a better future than that. and I just hadn't quite realised it until earlier this year. Throughout the years, I'd always been aware that a career in acting was never guaranteed. When asked when he would retire, Michael Caine wisely replied, "You don't retire from this industry, it retires you." With that always in mind, I saved every penny I earned, and that one bit of information allowed me to earn my spot here today. In April this year, I renovated the first floor of a property in Hockley to build a room hire business called The Space. For the first time, I can reap what I sow by making sure when the acting opportunities were available to me, I was punctual, knew my lines, and always driven to achieve my utmost. I've been able to earn the opportunity to shape what I do now. I continue to believe that what I achieve today will earn my tomorrow, and I would like to congratulate every finalist and nominee in this room in doing the same. Being a mother, wife, partner, career woman, and still trying to be you can at times make you feel like you're being squeezed out of something, but each and every one of you have been successful in earning your right to shine. Whether you realise it or not, every flawed or formidable choice, every terrific or taxing hour, and every tear of success or sadness that you have lived has earned you the right to not only enjoy your future, but enjoy this present moment. I hope that you all have a fantastic evening sharing your stories and celebrating your accomplishments, and I would like to leave you with one final quote from Shantaram. "Every human heartbeat is a universe of possibilities."
Wow.